When the divine child is repressed, we become so disconnected from ourselves that we feel lost. So in this video, I want to explain what causes the divine child to become repressed and what you can do to get yourself out of it. Okay, let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to another Mastermind Content Archetypes Explained series, and this is the third and final part of the Divine Child, and if you've not seen parts 1 and 2 yet, then you may want to check those out after this video, because they explain what the Divine Child is, how you recognize it, and the superpowers that you can deploy to develop the Divine Child. Now, even though that we may not often feel connected to ourselves, it's because we're ignoring the inner child or the divine child. But this energy is ever present. It's the vital energy that resides at the core of your being and informs you of your potential or guides you towards where you need to go next to achieve your potential. It emerges as an innate urge that fills you with aspirations, ambition, desire, optimism, and spontaneous action. So what causes the divine child to become repressed in the first place, which ultimately means that you're disconnected from yourself? Well, attachment theory shows that a child needs to form an emotional bond with the mother. And when a child feels secure and emotionally attached, then they feel safe to explore the world as they get older. Not only that, but they have more trust in other people as well, and a positive self-image. And all these things can help to build a positive picture of the world and of themselves. Now, when the bond between a mother and her child is weak or non-existent, insecurity creeps in and we mature into adolescents and adults with insecurity issues. Now, insecurity makes you socially awkward and can be a barrier to forming long-lasting relationships or pursuing a career path that you want to. We also find insecure individuals tend to be more clingy, more moody and anxious than people that are more secure. Insecurity can also affect your job prospects and your overall enjoyment of life, because you tend to back away from opportunities to explore, learn and grow. You shy away from life because the anxiety that results is a symptom of your insecurity, and it disturbs your inner peace, which the divine child gives you if it is still intact and connected. But the thing is, by avoiding conflicts in the environment, you're neglecting your personal growth. Now, the American psychologist Dan Kiley noted that repression of the divine child shows up in a good number of adults who were raised in affluent families and, for want of a better word, were mollycoddled. So they may have had the emotional support, but then the parents did too much for them and they didn't learn some basic life lessons that you need to survive. So then they grow up as an adult, they become responsible for doing things themselves, but they don't know how because they don't have the right competencies, because they've not been shown how to learn. When this happens, Kyla noted that the individual then fails to accept adult responsibilities. Such individuals do not mature psychologically or emotionally, and they become passive, disengaged and ineffectual, essentially. And because of that, it cuts them off from life to the extent that they sacrifice their values, comfort and emotional needs, integrity and conscious awareness. Now, in his book, The Peter Pan Syndrome, the men who have never grown up, Dan Kyler writes, "The parents who adopt this approach nurture the development of irresponsibility. I speak not of laziness or minor procrastination, but of fully fledged irresponsibility in which the child believes that rules don't apply to him. When such irresponsibility goes unchallenged, children fail to learn basic self-care habits. Failure in the little things, open brackets, cleanliness, orderliness, proper manners, close brackets, can build up into an avalanche of slothful activity that buries self-confidence. The child believes, I'll never handle the big things if I don't even know how to handle the small ones. Now, the bigger risk for individuals with an undeveloped divine child is that they regress altogether. And regression is a retreat to primitive states of mind, whereby you become more infantile, more codependent, your thinking can be irrational, and you can also be naive. Now, this state of mind is observable in adults who behave like spoiled children. They are still children expecting to be spoiled. You may even feel dissatisfied with life despite achieving material success. Now, this is due to being disconnected from your inner world and instead chasing happiness and fulfillment in the outer world. Now, just as a child might turn his nose up at vegetables because he doesn't like the look of them, you turn your nose up at yourself because you don't like the look of what's in your shadow. So unless you develop the attributes of the divine child and grow beyond the confines of your comfort zone, the wounded aspect of this energy has a negative influence on your decision making and lifestyle choices. So the first solution to develop the divine child is to become independent. Now, being independent involves learning to do things for yourself without relying on other people, essentially addressing the codependency issue that is holding you back. And this is a goal for the divine child, to become self-sufficient. Developing independence also pushes you to take on responsibilities that can encourage further learning. And this drives you towards more and more ambitious goals. The next step that you can do to develop the divine child is to foster your unique individuality. Now, the healing goal for the divine child is to become your authentic self. And this starts by being comfortable with who you are, what you like to do, what you can become, what you know you are capable of if you tried. Thus, we see the divine child branching out into the archetypes of the explorer and the everyman, which you can watch in this video and in this video. And if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Mastermind Content channel, where you can get more golden nuggets on archetypes, self-development, and how to use esoteric wisdom as a self-development tool. I'm Richard O'Dale, and this is Mastermind Content. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.